Businesses fail because they fail to know where they're at, right? What does that have to do with losing weight, Dustin? Well, here's the thing. I sat back as a business owner and said, listen, I'm successful when I know how much money I bring in and how much money I expend.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Yes, folks, I have lost a little. I want to stress a little weight. There you go if you're on YouTube. I guess when people start asking you, have you lost weight? Something must be working. I want to share with you what I'm doing, and I want to share with you what that has to do with appraisals, specifically running a successful appraisal business. First, I want to remind you that we're sponsored by Spark. Spark is the ability to input data from over here at the touch of a button. Folks, talk about saving time and money. Spark4appraisers.com. Okay, folks. I've been asked a couple of times recently, specifically it's my mastermind students, because I see them every 3 months. I see them on Zoom all the time, but in person, I see them every 3 months, every quarter. And at the last meeting and the meeting before that, they said, a couple of people said, are you losing weight? I said, yes, I am, but I've got a lot more to lose. So a little update and stick with me. I know you don't care. And honestly, I don't care to share. I'm just going to give you a quick update because trust me, this has to do with running a successful appraisal office. Please stick with me on this. Okay. So my goal has been about 50 pounds from the beginning. 40 pounds. I'd be happy. 50 pounds. Okay. 50 pounds. Okay. So my goal's been 50 pounds. I'm about 30 pounds down. And that's been over about a year. And it's been a little bit of a yo-yo. It's not been consistent. I probably could have lost that in, 8-9 months if I had been consistent. I kind of gave up a little bit after or right before Thanksgiving. And then I picked it back up again about the end of January is when I said, you know what? I don't like being up 10 pounds where I was over mid-November. But I've still got a few more to lose. But folks, when people ask me, have you lost weight? And the answer is yes. They always ask, what are you doing? Folks, I know this is going to come as a huge surprise to you. Okay. This is ready. I mean, sit down for this, right? If you're driving, you might want to pull over. Okay. If you're in any precarious situation at all, this is going to be such a shock to you that you need to take precautions here, right? I'm watching what I eat. There you go. It's a big secret, right? Specifically, I'm counting my calories. Specifically, I know about how much I expend every day, and I know about how much I can eat, right? And you want to have a deficit on the B side of that A-B paradigm, okay? So you know how much calories that it takes to live your life, okay? And I'm not doing a lot of hard stuff. Yeah, I'm still active. I like to go outdoors, like to walk, like to hike, like to ride snow machines and ski and ride motorcycles and I'm fairly active for my age, right? But I'm not going to the gym. I don't have a regular morning 20,000 push-ups and 6,000 pull-ups. That's not me, folks. Not doing that. Just living my life. And I take what about what that requires as far as the calorie output every day, and I just make sure that my calorie input is less. Okay, when we get back from the break, I want to share with you just quickly what that has to do with the appraisal office, because that's really what has caused me to lose weight is actually the vice versa of that. In other words, the alternation of that. I'll explain what I mean in just a minute. First, I want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by a great program that you should be using, folks. If you want to save time and money, okay, who doesn't, right? And by the way, not diminish your quality one iota. This company will help you to do that, okay? No diminishing quality, save time, save money. Who doesn't want to do it? Check it out. Go to spark4appraisers.com. Again, it's spark, F-O-R, appraisers.com. All right, folks, if you're on YouTube, you'll see me dancing a little bit. I get my exercise. Welcome back. I'm talking today a little bit about well, losing weight, but I want to parlay that into a business aspect and principles of business. In fact, it was those principles that have really motivated me to get to where I'm at. Again, I've not lost everything, and I know I'm in that realm of, maybe the first 20 pounds are easy and then it gets hard. I've experienced that, right? But it's still the same principle. If you take in less calories than you expend every day, right, you're going to lose weight. It's a fact of life. That's just the way it is. That's science, man. I believe in science. Okay. So what does that have to do with appraisal? So specifically, what does that have to do with running a successful business? Well, folks, that is what actually motivated me, folks. First of all, you need to know, and I've said this to you before, I am not a big math guy. I'm not a big stats guy. I'm not a big numbers guy, right? Might seem like I am, but because I talk about it all the time. But folks, here's the thing. What I am is a big success guy, right? I want to find success in my business. And I have learned over the years that you have to know your numbers if you're going to be successful. You have to consistently look at your P&L, right? I do it quarterly. You have to do that, folks. You cannot skip on that. You can't say, I won't get to it this quarter. I'm going to get to it next quarter. You can't just pretend that you know your numbers, right? You can probably get away with it for a while, maybe even a couple of years, right? But businesses fail because they fail to know where they're at, right? What does that have to do with losing weight, Dustin? Well, here's the thing. I sat back as a business owner and said, listen, I'm successful when I know how much money I bring in and how much money I expend. Are you seeing the connection, right? I know that I'll be successful as an appraiser business owner if I take in more money than I spend. It's a fact of life. Your P&L, folks, live and die by that document, right? If you are spending more than you're making, you're going into debt, right? You're becoming fat, if you will. Same is true with your body. You take in less calories than you expend, and guess what? This amazing thing happens. You start to lose weight. Now, I mentioned to you that right before Thanksgiving, I kind of started cheating a little bit, and then I started cheating a little bit more. And when you cheat a little bit, it's easy to cheat a little bit more and more and more. And I found that I had lost 30 pounds, and then I gained 10 pounds back. It was a little bit discouraging, but folks, here's the principle, right? I was taking in more calories for a while than I was putting out, and I can't do that. I'm too old. Right? I'm not active enough. I need to make sure that my calorie intake is balanced with what I expend every day. If I'm going to be status quo, if I want to lose, I've got to take in less calories than I expend. You see the connection, folks. And by the way, about end of January, first part of February, I said, you know what? This is stupid. What am I doing? I'm giving up everything that I worked for the previous 8 months. Stop, Dustin. Start over. And folks, I will tell you, for the first couple of days, it was hard again. I just keep track on my phone. I've got an app that keeps track of the calories, and I just know how many calories I can intake. That doesn't mean that I have to be restrictive as far as what I eat. It's just how much. Now, if I eat a candy bar, that's 250 calories down, right? That I can't put somewhere else, right? It's a decision that I make. But folks, here is the connection. I hope that you're seeing the connection here, because there is truly a connection between losing weight and being successful as a business. It comes down to P&L. It comes down to calories and expansion of those calories in what I do. Know your numbers. Know your business. Appraisers, I beg of you, right? Especially right now when it's such a roller coaster market out there, folks. You need to know where you're at. I've had an opportunity as a coach over the last couple of months because appraisers are struggling. They'll reach out and say, Dustin, help me. I'm going to go under. And guess what? We sit down, we actually go through their numbers. We actually walk through. And sometimes they're embarrassed and say, I'm kind of embarrassed to show you. Folks, we've all been there. You don't need to be embarrassed. I've seen everything. Over 12 plus years of doing coaching, I've seen it all, folks. You're not going to surprise me. Trust me. And it can be such a blessing to sit down and say, okay, let's talk through this a little bit. Do you need this thing over here? Do you need it? Well, I like it. Okay, do you need it? Let's cut that, right? And can we expand your business over here and so that you're bringing more in, so that you have more to bring to the table? Let's talk about that. So marketing and increase and cutting those stupid expenses that we don't need, folks. This is what it's all about. Know your business, know your numbers. Thank you for joining me today, folks. As I continue to lose that weight, good to see you. Go create some value.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.